Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. And as usual, I have my host here, Chama. Chama Nakamnak.
Boy, man, you cool boy. I'm no for them, eh?
Ah, boy, man, cool boy. Just another day at the office, like, come, guy.
Eh,
Uh,
Another
going against
a
the
big week.
template.
A
It's
big
not a
week.
big week. I'm still in the same range. I've just been bubbling, jumping up and down from between what
Yeah,
290 something to
yeah.
5 something.
But let's say you have this game week, like game weeks in a row. You will be in the top one
I
hundred or
hope
something
so.
like
I
that.
hope so. If I have something as good as that, yeah, that's what I want. My
So it's
plan.
a good it's a good week, you know. It's a good week because I think you jump like almost 100K rank. So
Yeah,
that
about
yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's not
more than
bad.
100K. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
more
take
than
it. I'll take it.
100K. Yeah,
I'll take it.
of course.
It's good. It's a good day at the office. So yeah, we're recording Game Week 16-17 preview. We are doing both together because the turnaround, as usual, again is going to be a bit close. So we're just doing 2 podcasts for the price of one. Yeah. So we'll talk about the team reviews for that's Game Week 15, results and recap, and the start summary. And then the usual mini league updates. Then talk about the fixtures, the most anticipated ones for Game Week 16 and 17. And then
Yeah.
we also introduced this new section of the pod, which is the long view, which is our plan for the next 6 game weeks, since things are really coming up quick and fast in these next fixtures. So we need to see what we are planning or which players we're planning to get in ahead of these fixtures. And then we talk about our transfers, and there's a special one today because I'm planning to make a really drastic move, which might backfire or it might work out in my favor. So we'll see whether Chama can really change my mind. Yeah,
I
and then
doubt
we'll
it.
talk about. Oh, I know, but we'll talk about it. We'll see, and then we'll talk about the Q&A session. Um, yeah, Chama. So how was your game week?
Not a great one, I would say. Here is my team. I ended the game week with 47 points, and I dropped in rank. I was in 9K at the end because last week we recorded in the middle of the game week, so I was seeing green arrow. But
Okay.
at the end of the game week, it was a red arrow. I ended up in 9K, and this game week I just moved a couple of thousands again downhill. I moved into 11,000. I think for the first time in like 5 or 6 game weeks, I'm outside the top 10K. So yeah, not a great game week. But my team, I had De Gea in goal. I think that was the move I made ahead of the game week. De Gea and Madison. De Gea came out good because I sold Mendy, who ended up conceding 3 goals. And yeah, De Gea kept the clean sheet for Man United. For the first clean sheet. I think this is the second clean sheet they have so far this season. So there is already a
Terrible.
promising sign there.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
In defense, I had Trent Alexander-Arnold, James, and Cancelo, and Livramento. I started with Livramento. It was so annoying to see him concede a goal in the 98th minute. He was keeping a clean sheet until the goalkeeper was injured, and what is his name? McCarthy. He got injured in the game, refused to tell the coach, and then he ended up costing them the game. Yeah, the coach was fuming at the end
uh,
of the game. Did you see that?
yeah.
Raf
I
has
didn't
a
watch. I didn't watch the game, but yeah, he should have.
he should have
I have.
communicated.
Yeah, I never heard about this, but yeah, that wasn't a good move
And
for
they
him to
have a
make.
big issue now at Southampton. They don't have a goalkeeper. They have a goalkeeper because they just signed a new goalkeeper because of all their goalkeepers are injured, so they can have this special case where they can sign players,
Mm.
especially in goalkeeping. So they have to sign one. So yeah, in defense, the defense other than Trent, everything was bad there. Salah captain. It was good also to see him get an assist in the 95th minute, like just like
Yeah,
Liverpool
it was
because
going to
in
be a
the
blank, huh?
final minute.
Yeah,
It was gonna be a captain blank. It was gonna be terrible if that was not the case.
yeah.
And in midfield, Jota with that big miss. Rafinha, he came out good again with his 5 point. And Madison, the signing of the week, he did not turn out well. 1 point with a yellow card. And up top, Kane and Antonio. Antonio finally gave me an assist. So yeah,
After how
47
many
points
games?
after a very long period. Yeah, so 47 points all out. It was not great. Kane finally, the journey it has been fun with him. So it's time to say
It's time to
goodbye.
move on.
Yeah.
Time
So
to move on, Kane.
how was your game week? I think you did much better than me.
61. I mean, for this game week, with the average being 43, I can say 61 was a good score for the game week. So yeah, 61 game week rank of almost 500k. You know, like I said, I played a 3-5-2. So in goal, I had Ramsdale with 2 points. James, who considered 3 goals, like you said, so 0 points. Cancelo with 2. Trent with 9. Salah,
Yeah.
who I didn't captain, but was my vice with 6 points. Jota with 3. And then the master stroke, I think, for this game week was captaining Son.
Yeah,
So
of course.
yeah, I think he got a goal. But
Gotta go.
because Mora watching the highlights, because Mora was really phenomenal in that game. So
It was
yeah,
impressive.
well, yeah, it's impressive. Saka with 2 points. This was the the one. This was the game against Everton, right?
Yeah.
Or Arsenal. It's like Arsenal is back to being Arsenal again. So we won't talk about that. We don't want to anger the Arsenal fans, but yeah. Momo, wow, finally with 5 points. You know, I missed this. You know,
Yeah.
he's finally repaid my faith with 5 points, and then Jimenez 1 point. So he's already out of my team. And Antonio again, Antonio with 5. So yeah, I mean, not bad. 61 points. I'll take that. And now I think I'm now up to 304k. So I'm just bouncing back and forth within the same range. So I hope I can just bust the bubble and just surpass that for now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'll
hopefully,
take that.
hopefully.
I'll take that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully.
Before we move on, Chama, we have some talking points that we already like took note of.
Yeah.
The first one is the Spurs COVID outbreak. I didn't even know about this. I think you brought my attention to it. So you want to talk about this and see where we are right now?
Yeah, I will just bring that up on the screen.
Mhm.
And I think Tottenham, they tweeted last night their game with in the European Conference League Group G game against Stade Rennes is postponed due to COVID. Like some players getting positive, and Antonio Conte, I think in his press conference, he also said that 8 players and 5 staff members have now tested positive for COVID in the sports camp. Usually, of course, that should not have been enough to cancel their game in the European Cup. Because I think they have a threshold of like 13 player. If you don't have like 13 players, something I don't know, but in the end, the game got cancelled. I think common sense prevailed because if you have this number of COVID cases, that would be
You
the
can
case.
spread, yeah, with the new
But now
variant out.
yeah, the thing was, we were relying on that fixture to know who were the players who had the COVID,
Mm.
because if that fixture had gone on, you will see the players who were available, and you will know the ones who are not available are the ones with the COVID.
Yeah,
So because nowadays they don't actually reveal all the players who have the COVID, so you just have to find out through players playing and or players not playing. Sometimes they do say it, but not all the time. So yeah, that's the case with Tottenham. And now they are. I think they are gonna request the Premier League also to postpone their game with Brighton over the weekend. Brighton themselves, they have a lot of issues because in defense they don't have a defender right
yeah,
now. Duffy,
they are
Dunk,
going through it.
Webster, they are all injured. Velman, they are all having like knocks and here and they are mostly unavailable. Duffy is suspended, of course. Dunk, they say he could be out for a very long time. Webster, we don't know the issue, and Velman, he had a knock, so they might go into that game without any defender. So I would like to think that if the request from Spurs came for the game to be postponed, Brighton will endorse it themselves because of the injuries they have. So I can see that game being postponed now that this game is postponed, and this can also be an issue coming into midweek because next week there's gonna be 3 games in one week. So they're gonna play in the weekend, play in midweek, and then they have to play in the weekend again. So usually the COVID situation will require 10 days quarantine before you can play a game. So if 8 players are having the COVID, I don't think there will be enough time for them to play even in midweek. But there could be a possibility. There could be the game could be pushed into the final game of the midweek games, which could give them chance. But at this point, I can see it is very likely that the weekend game is cancelled, and there is some chance that the midweek game next week could be also postponed. So that is the situation I think with sports right now, which has big implications in our FPL teams. Yourself, you have Son, and I know you are planning on getting rid of him. Myself, I had Kane,
Yeah,
but I sold him. But I also have a Brighton player in Lamptey, but he wasn't gonna be on my bench anyways, so I don't have a major issue on that. But the Sun owners now they have a big like decision to make, because like I told you, we discussed this. I say if um Son did not score last week or did not have those big hauls, it will have been easy for people to transition from
yeah,
Son to
very
Ronaldo.
easy.
But then Son had that situation. So managers, especially managers like yourself, who likes to breed on form, would have to consider keeping Son. But now that this unavailability is there, is the possible unavailability of fixture is there, there is also the chance now you want to make the move. So yeah, it's a decision to make now for you guys. So yeah, I don't know.
It makes
Do
it
you have?
easy, especially if things were confirmed. It makes it easy to just, make the move now and get rid of Son and Kane. And then, because the fixtures are kind of turning now, even though they have a few good fixtures. But those teams, I see a bit of green, especially with I think the Crystal Palace and them, but they're not as easy a fixture as they might seem in the beginning of the season. Things have changed now. But yeah, I think this is the best time. If you want an excuse, this is now the perfect excuse to just get rid of them. As even though it's a bit unfortunate, but yeah. Okay. So going on to the recap, the results of Game Week 15.
Yeah.
Which one do you think stood out for you? The shocking one, obviously. Let me just speak on this. Is the West Ham Chelsea game, which is the first game, which
Yeah.
was the first game of the game week. This was
Yeah.
a shock to me, to be honest. But we could see from Chelsea's last result, the game week before this, game week
Watford.
14,
Yeah.
Watford, you can see the defense was a bit shaky once they switched or tried to give a rest to some of the other players to come in. It was a bit shaky. Even Mendy was a bit shaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, it was a shock, but not quite as much of a shock. But yeah, I don't know. So do we still go with the Chelsea defense now? Even clean sheet is not guaranteed, and their fixtures are a bit not green anymore. It's a bit grey and a bit of green there, but mostly grey. What do you think about this?
Yeah. Like you say, I think I agree that it was coming for Chelsea. In the fixture, like ahead of this fixture, they were looking shaky and defensively, yeah, things like that. But yeah, fixture wise, I think they are still not yet in that gray you are talking about is gonna come maybe after 2 game weeks. So I don't think it is imminent to consider about Chelsea defenders, like getting rid of them. It's not imminent. But yeah, I think in the near future, it might be a good idea to move out of the Chelsea defense, because especially if you are doubling up. Like personally, I was doubling up ahead of West Ham fixture, but I get rid of one. That was Mendy and James. I did not want to go into this fixture with those two players, so I went with James only. Then I sold Mendy. So yeah, if you are doubling up, I would say it is you can get rid of one or for now, but I think Chelsea defense is still one of the best defensive teams in the league after Liverpool and Manchester City, of course. And if you look at the actual numbers, they are the best defensive team in the league. They only conceded 9 goals. They are the team that conceded the least number of goals in the league, along with Manchester City. So defensively, they are still good, and players like James, they are a very good attacking outlet. This season, as we have seen over the course of the season. So yeah, I with the Club World Cup also coming, you have to factor all those things into it. Yeah, it will make sense to sell the Chelsea defenders in the future, but I don't think it is imminent. It's not imminent. Yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah, just one more quick talking point that we have there. So that was a good segue for this Club World Cup, because there's a potential change for the AFCON, the Africa Cup of Nations. That did change, like you said before, because of the Club World Cup was moved, I think, a week. So therefore, AFCON, the organizers of AFCON, I
Yeah,
think CAF, said that
yeah,
they're gonna move the AFCON also a week, which
yeah.
might affect a few of the players.
Yeah,
So can you
absolutely,
speak on
absolutely,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, the AFCON was scheduled to start on 9th of January.
Yeah.
But according to some tweets and according to the Twitter noise, I saw it from some very reliable, like Ben Krelin. He commented on it. He did not say explicitly that the AFCON has been moved down, or Zofa of what is his name? FPL Wire. He also mentioned it. So it seems the person who did the initial tweet is a reliable source. I cannot confirm that, but what he said was the AFCON has been official. It is official that the AFCON is moved from 9th to 3rd of January. So that is the information out there, and that is what people are feeding off. It was in Arabic, so I don't read Arabic, and
okay.
I don't know who made the tweet, but that is yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I have
yeah.
not seen where CAF or official AFCONs have officially said that they have moved it, but I trust like the source because of the people who are commenting on it. So that is it. So if it moves to January 3rd, then it becomes more complicated because it means players have to be released by game week 19. You know, we are in game week 16, so we are talking about after next weekend.
Oh, wow, this is pretty close.
It is very close. That is the thing we are talking
Okay.
about. This is game week 16. Midweek is game week 17, and game week 18 is next weekend. So after that game week, which we will have then Boxing Day fixtures, which is 26. Players have to be released before the Boxing Day fixture. So that is the problem now, according to the FIFA rules. But of course, there is always a negotiation between club and player,
Yeah, between the clubs and
the country. So at the end of the day, what will happen? It depends on what they agree upon. So that is the issue now. So game week 19, as early as game week 19, we could miss our African players. That is how serious it is. If the AFCON is on the 3rd.
And just to be clear, the two main players that we are talking about is Salah and Mane, because we all know Salah is like an ever-present in all the teams, the best player so far this season. So, you know, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have implications, and that is what the FPL community is gonna try to see how we can remedy the situation. But yeah,
exactly. But I think a lot other players too could be affected, like the Mendes. You know, some people are still keeping faith with
Mendy.
Mendy.
Yeah, I remember Mendy.
Not me. Yeah, I had him before this game week. Dennis. Everybody is moving towards. I think he just moved to Dennis because he's Nigerian.
I just moved to Dennis.
Yeah, he could move. He could because he's in the Nigerian 40-man squad for the AFCON already. He's already been named. He has not been in the squad since 2020, but he is now back into the squad, like the provisional squad. I heard he had some issues with their coach and things like that. That's why he has not been in the team recently. But his form this season, they cannot ignore that.
Yeah,
so
they can't ignore that.
So there's a lot of issues there, right? There's a lot of issues we have to deal with. So we have to wait and see how it pans out. Yeah.
Okay, so watch this space, FPL community.
But I want to say one thing about your coach. What did you make of your game, Rangnick? First game in the league, clean sheet, 1-0 win. The team was looking promising. I had United fans say like it was like you are watching a different Man United team. So what did you make of him?
I did not watch the game, to be honest. I have to be honest. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but from the feedback I got from the FPL community and like the news or whatever, seems like it was a revamp. You know, a different strategy. Like even the stats, if you compare the stats from because I read something about Gary Neville comparing the stats from the whole season from the beginning to now, and then just that one game, you can see the stats are totally different.
Yeah,
we won so many balls in the third, in the opposition's final third. You know, the pressing was good, the attitude of the players were good. Even Ronaldo was pressing. So what I just hope is that this mentality continues. Because it's a start of something that is great. They are being coached well. So if you have a good coach and you believe in the coach and the coach has more knowledge than you as the player, then obviously you're going to do whatever he tells you to do. And that's very important right now. You know, the 4-2, you know, it's a start of something good. I just hope that
it's looking
promising. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. You mentioned an important thing. That is like hope it continues. Of course, for a United fan, you hope that. But that is my biggest worry there because the pressing was there. As we know, we all talk about what is it? Manager bounce or how do we?
New manager bounce. Yeah.
New manager bounce. So everything changes immediately. But how do they adapt it? Because this is a team that was built on transition, and now they have to change into a pressing team all of a sudden. So I don't know how they will cope with it mentally and they will cope with it physically over the course of the season but you never know. We have to watch the space and see what happens.
Yeah, I think initially they will be carried away with the new manager bounce, but eventually some players will start getting mental and physical fatigue. Maybe in the summer he will bring in his own players. Maybe these like
if he stays there, he's a 6-month coach. Yeah, don't forget
6-month coach. Yeah, but he's still gonna have an influence in the coach that is coming in. and
Okay.
obviously the long-term planning of the team. So, and I'm sure
Okay.
the type of coach is going to recommend is somebody that shares the same ideology as him. So it's going to be that high pressing, So they will have that type of player because I don't think we have those type of players in our team, to be honest. They
Yeah.
can only do it for so long. But if you want to play that kind of football, you have to have certain type of players. And maybe in the summer we'll see a bit of change with Pogba uncertain about his future. Some will come, some will go, but we'll see. Hopefully the
Yeah.
team is gonna change by the end of by the beginning of next season. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. By the way,
Um
did you see Jordan Smith?
no, I didn't see that. I didn't see Kotu miss. It's good
How
that I didn't
come?
see it. I would have been angry. I would have been
You see,
angry at
yeah, yeah. Then we should not talk about it because you need to go and watch that. You need to see that because I don't need.
uh, so last but not least, the Everton Arsenal fixture. This one was, I think I watched this game and I was like, wow, Arsenal, we're leading. And then all of a sudden they're changing momentum of Everton. The goal from Gray was just something of like stuff of legends, man. That was a really like brilliant goal, to be honest. And I felt bad for Ramsdale. I really
It was a
felt bad
great
for
goal,
him
yeah.
because he's a good keeper. But Arsenal
Rich,
becoming Arsenal again, man.
yeah,
So your thoughts on this game?
Richarlison with the hat trick, and then he claimed the hat trick
Then he claimed the hat trick.
by force hat trick. They did not give they chopped away my 2 goals, but I'm gonna. Did you see
He's gonna get
his
the hat trick.
did you see his
I saw
post?
it. It was very funny. A funny post. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
it
two.
was
He got
yeah
two goals ruled for
for
offside
offside.
by VAR. So and he still scored anyway. So
Yeah, but it
yeah,
was a good game from Everton. I think Arsenal being Arsenal again, like you say. I think I watched the Arsenal fan TV, and the thing was this was the game that they should kick on because Everton are struggling. This is the time you
yeah.
want to play Everton, but then you go there and then you battle it. Arsenal, they are being
Yeah.
Arsenal. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So we'll move on to the stats summary. So you can give us the performing players and the ones that we should watch out for.
Okay. This week we're gonna do it teams and then team season and then we do the player statistics, just like we do usually do it, but a little bit changing format. So looking at the teams this game week, the interesting part is Manchester City. Of course, it's not surprising that to see them they are at the top. They created an XG of 4.3. They were the best underlying performing team. I think this 4 XG is the highest of the season. I don't think even Liverpool with their 5-0 wins, they did not create an XG of 4. If I remember well, it was always around 3 point something. So Man City have just done what we know they are capable of doing, but they have not been doing it regularly over the course of the season. They were more focused in the defensive aspect. So now, and I think this is a trend that is very common with Man City. They usually start
They start defensive a bit.
they start defensive,
and
and then as the season progresses,
just explode. Yeah.
they bring out the attacking in them, and it seems now is the time that they are bringing out that attack in them. And this game week they were the best attacking performing team. They created 5 big chances, of which 4 Phil Foden was involved in 4 of the 5 big chances, which is interesting. But they only scored 4 goals, and they were the the lowest underperforming team. They underperformed this week. They created so much. Even though they scored 3 goals, they still underperform, which is amazing. To score 3 goals and still consider yourself an underperformer.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, right? So that is what Manchester City did this week.
Okay, so before we even move on, like we already have a talking point, so I'm just gonna be inserting these talking points into when we come across them. So
yeah,
which Man City midfielder do we target now? Since we are saying that this is the transition or part of the season where they transition into a more attacking team and being more clinical, So now, which ones do you think are the sure bet to get? Apart from Foden, I think everybody wants Foden. if we were to choose,
yeah,
everybody was going to choose Foden, but yeah. Your best
yeah.
three.
When it comes to midfield, I think the best three is Foden, Bernardo, and Gundogan in midfield because of the price and because of they are giving points and things like that. Their underlying numbers are not good. They are having minutes, which is very important when it comes to Manchester City, who is playing regularly. But with Foden, he seems to be a little bit injury prone this season, and he seems to be the more injury prone among the three. And I think the least injury prone one is Bernardo Silva, and he's looking like the bandwagon right now. He's looking like the best player in the league after Salah at this point in time, I think. And but he's not renowned for his goal scoring, play. But he added that aspect to his game this season, so that makes it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more intriguing for me to decide. But personally, Foden is my first choice, and Gundogan, and then Bernardo Silva still. And this has nothing to do with the. This only has to do with the underlying numbers, what they are showing. I think this is the order that I will go with, because I'm not. I maybe I'm a bit biased to Bernardo Silva, but
I
I
think
prefer the other two.
you are a stats guy, so what the stats tells you is what you believe.
Is what I believe in. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it makes sense. For me, I'll choose, I think, the same three. But if I could also maybe a player that nobody else is talking about is Jesus. He is playing as an attacker. The only thing is his price, but he's playing as a winger now. But like I was watching the game, and it's like the three of them, the three attacking players, they all switch positions at different times of the game. So that's switching. So the only thing is not as clinical as we would like him to be, but he gets a chance. He gets positions. He gets into positions and he creates chances. So I think, those four, I would say four, because I guess Jesus there, but it says Foden for me in this order: Foden, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, and then Jesus.
Yeah. But Jesus, the issue with Jesus I have is also he's a striker in the game. He's a forward, but he's
playing as a
midfielder.
Yeah.
But also we should not forget Sterling. He's coming back into the picture. But
the price, man.
His price. Yeah, that's the thing.
The problem.
The price there is the issue. KDB is coming back, but KDB this season, I don't think anybody will.
It's injury. He's getting to that age now that his injury is becoming a problem for him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So go on with the stats.
Okay, yeah. The other two highest underperforming teams were Liverpool. Liverpool also created an XG of 2, but they scored only 1 goal, so they kind of underperformed. And Crystal Palace, they created an XG of 1 against Man United. It was not a lot, but at least they deserved the goal, because I think they created 2 big chances in that game. So yeah, Man United did keep the clean sheet, but it was not as straightforward as that. And then we look at the teams that underperformed the most. Tottenham, West Ham, they were the two overperformers. Sorry, Tottenham and West Ham, they kind of overperformed. Tottenham they all created somewhat enough XG, like 1.8, 1.8, but they scored 3 goals, which is a little bit high. So they kind of overperform a bit, but they still deserve the win. Both those teams, they played well to deserve that win. I think West Ham were exceptional against Chelsea. So if we look at the defensive stats, the team Liverpool were dominant there. Liverpool, like Wolves, were causing absolutely no threat. I think Liverpool are coming back to their groove when it comes to their defensive side of the game. Yes, they looked shaky a little bit in Everton's game. They gave away 1 or 2 chances there, but overall, I think recently they have been defending much better. I'm more impressed defensively than we were in the past. And Newcastle were the second best defensive team in the game week. They also kept a clean sheet, 1-0. So they are looking. Anyhow, we always accused of being an all about attacking team. He's not doing badly. And Man United kind of overperformed a bit in defense. They should have considered at least 1 goal. So this should have considered 1 because of if you look at the XG wise. Wolves likewise, and Watford. And Chelsea and Norwich, they feel a little bit hard done by. They should have not conceded as much as they did. 3 goals was a bit too much for Chelsea, especially the last goal. But at the end of the day, you have to blame the keeper there. The 2 goals they conceded, the penalty and the second goal the winning goal they conceded from Masuaku. I will guess he meant that shot. He didn't mean to cross it, but many will think he wanted to cross the ball and then he ended up in the goal. But because if you look at the lead up to this goal, I think he had 2 crosses he put in the box, and then Mendy was always cheating to get inside 1 step ahead and then claim the ball. So he did that twice, and then the third one he decided, okay, let me just try and put it there. That is my opinion on that.
Yeah, it's a footballer. If you're a smart footballer, you're good enough footballer. You can tend to recognize patterns. So
exactly. So yeah, let's move. Team season starts. Still Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea at the top when it comes to attack. In defense too, those are the 3: Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's just the order, but those are the 3. I think those are the 3 outstanding teams in the league. West Ham too, they are showing a lot of good attacking potential. You talk about Bowen, you talk about Antonio. Man United coming back. And in defense, you have Crystal Palace. They only consider 17 big chances. Only Man City consider less big chances than Crystal Palace. And a lot of people are going to their goalkeeper. I don't know why. Their team is defending well, but the goalkeeper is not showing because they are the second highest underperformers when it comes to defense, goalkeeping. Like he conceded three more goals than they should concede. They conceded an XG of 18, but they conceded 21 goals. So you want that to be less, because that one you have to rely on the goalkeeper. And Chelsea, I think this one have been coming. In attack, they are the highest overperformers with 5.7. In defense, they are the highest overperformers in 8.2. So I don't like Chelsea. Everybody knows that. It's just like I don't like Man United. I want to see them drown both this team. But if you look at the stats, they were overperforming a lot over the course of the season.
Defense, yeah,
in defense, in attack.
Yeah.
So it was good to see them, the table turn sit there again with them.
It was just a matter of time, like I said.
It was just a matter of time. Yeah, it will always regress to the mean, like they say. It will regress to the mean at the end of the day. So let's look at the players. This week, like I say, Foden was on fire. He got only one attack in return, but he was involved in 4 big chances. He was the highest for XG with 1.8. Only 7 points he scored this game week. He was a bit underperformed, like by 2.5. Grealish too, a bit unlucky. He did not have a return.
Yeah.
2 big chances, both created by Foden. He missed both of them. So yeah, you see Sterling. He also is coming back. He got the goal. He was start for, so top 3 for underlying performance this week was Manchester City players. And your boy next one, Broha, you bench him this week. I know.
I was like, oh man, I made a mistake.
Yeah, he had 2 big chances involved and one XGI of 1.2, 1 goal and 8.88 points with an expected points of 8. The player who overperformed the most obviously is Konsa. He's a defender, scored 2 goals from corners. Corners usually don't have a high XG. But yeah, Leicester, I think we need to target them for big players when it comes to set pieces. They are considered a lot of goals from set pieces this season. Davis also overperformed a bit. He had 2 assists and 8.7 overperformance. Yeah. Any player that's surprised that interests you here? I think Broha.
I think Broha, yeah. I was like, wow, because I brought him into my team from your advice. I think the tip that you gave me. But the problem is, I thought he was injured, so that's why I was like, because he was in the team playing a few minutes. I didn't know he was going to play like 90 minutes back to back. So that's why I had him third on my bench, which was a mistake. But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a good player to carry holding on, right? Because 5 million on your bench, you can bench him anytime. You can start him in some games if he have good fixtures. I think he's a very good pick.
Yeah, he's a very good pick.
Yeah. And our guy is Richard. I think we mentioned about him, but Aylin is coming back into the numbers, right? He got the assist. Bamford scored in the goal. He's fit. Yeah, he's back, and
Bamford is also fit now. You see,
but Bamford kind of maybe got injured again in the game. He only played a few minutes, but he scored the equalizer in the 90th minute, and Aylin got the assist. But
we need our late players back, man.
Yeah, Aylin is 4.3 million right now, so. I know the fixtures are not great for Leeds.
They're not the best,
once the fixtures turn for them, I think Aylin could be somebody we could be looking
at. It's the best one to target, at that price.
Season starts. Salah, of course, completely bossing it. Trent is on 99 points. I saw that. I was surprised. He's 1 point of the 100-point mark. I think if you get 100 point, it's like that should be enough. As a defender, yeah, he's the second highest scoring player in the game actually after Salah. That was so surprising to me to see. Anyways, Bowen, he continued to do things, and we continue to say it, but we we never move for him. His numbers are absolutely insane.
It's about time now. No excuses anymore. Everybody's talking about Bowen, so I think it's about time.
It's about time. And Kane, the highest underperformer. Look at him. Last season he was the highest overperformer, right? And we were enjoying it a lot. But this season, him and Aubameyang, I don't know what's wrong with these two players. Seriously. Ronaldo too is not doing bad in numbers, so yeah, we should keep eye on.
I should think that there will be an upturn in Ronaldo soon enough. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. So nice. So that's it for the players and team stars. Let's look at the manager of the week.
The manager of the week. So with the Kotu Classic mini league, the manager of the week is Amadou Sadio Barry with 73 points. It's good. Overall rank of 649k. And yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Amadou.
Congrats, yeah. Size World. Congrats. So let's look at his team. He had a 4-4-2 formation. The here. Trent, Who else?
Rudiger, Cancelo, and Livramento in
Mhm.
defense. And in middle he has Bernardo Silva. That was the 15
That
pointer.
was the that
That was
was
a
the
big
master
point.
the master
Yeah.
stroke. Yeah.
And Salah captain, Rafinha, Bowen too. He had Bowen too. So yeah, he was
Oh,
ahead
that's
of
a
the
good
curve
team.
there.
That's a solid team.
Yeah, and up top he had Vardy with 1 point and Mope who scored the
Yeah.
98
Mope.
minutes to wipe out the Livramento clean sheet. It's crazy. Mope, this is his last 3 goals were all scored in the 98th minute as an equalizer. I don't know
Oh
what's wrong
wow.
with Mope. Yeah, so that's it. Let's look at the league
Oh,
table.
so yeah. So congrats for being the manager of the week. The league table. I mean, there's just two movements. Top five. Kanaya Shinozaki in fifth. Dropping down to fourth. From third is Jibril Bolaji. That's my good friend from Niger. And in third, Andrew Henning moving. The guy is now. This is his time to move. Into those top positions. He's
Yeah,
now
I
moving
know.
to third. And then first and second are still unchanged. Alaji Job in second, and then yourself in first. Wow.
Yeah, I'm hanging there. I'm hanging.
You're still yeah, man. I think you're gonna take this all the way, man.
No,
Honestly.
no, 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 no.
But yeah,
Just enjoy the ride.
it's gonna be you're gonna take it all the way. So
Just enjoy the ride, man.
moving on to our game week 16 fixtures. Um, yeah. So the fixtures, from what I can see, the one that jumps out to me is that shut out with that. That's what I'm thinking right now is the Norwich versus Manchester United. Last game week I targeted Norwich, which was Tottenham against Norwich, so I
You
captained
won
Son.
there.
So when things are nice, you have to play twice. So
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
trying to see. It's a good moment for me or excuse because I was trying to see how I can get rid of Son because the fixtures, like I said, is a bit mixed. Maybe it's good to say this now in hindsight, but this is a good time to get rid of Son because I was trying to see how I can fit Ronaldo into my team. If I have Son, there's no way I can get Ronaldo because it's just too expensive. So I was trying to see if I can, let's say reduce the price of Son, maybe get somebody who's cheap like the Mariah Gray of Everton, and then
Yeah.
upgrade Antonio to Ronaldo, which is possible, and then probably get Bowen, in for Saka at some point. So what do you think of my plan? This is going to require, if I want to do this game week to target Norwich, it's going to require a -8.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the hit, so I will. Yeah,
I'm asking the wrong person, huh?
yeah, you're asking the wrong person. Yeah, of course. It all depends on what you are expecting to get from there. If it is a big hole there, yeah, why not? You do it, man.
The thing that is kind of making me think twice about this decision is number one is the -8, which is
Yeah,
because this season I'm trying to be a bit conservative, take less hits. The second thing is also like we have a new coach. I haven't seen the way we played the first game against Crystal Palace, but it's been promising, like you said. Also, it's Norwich, it's a new formation, it's a new coach. We might think it looks good on paper, the regular Manchester United team with we like beating small teams by a huge scoreline, but this might be a bit different. You never know. It's a big risk, especially with the -8. So there are many different drawbacks to this plan, but if you want to be a good manager, you have to take the risk. I'm still undecided, so we'll see how that goes. That is the fixture that I target for this week. So watch this space.
yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, of course. I think myself too. I target that fixture because, we get to transfer. So my transfer this week was basically targeting those fixtures, but also I'm looking at the long term for Man United. That's why I'm going there.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of fixtures that could play out, I think the Chelsea one is something that I
Yeah,
see as
against
a very
Leeds.
good
Yeah,
fixture. Leeds are
that's a good one.
Leeds are a team I feel sorry for Leeds. I feel really sorry for them because they have a squad which is based on a very core players. So once these injured players get injured, then everything is difficult for them. So they don't have the biggest squad in the
They don't
league.
have the biggest squad. Yeah,
So any injuries affects them, and injuries have not left them this season. They have been having injuries woefully bad. Last game week, Calvin Phillips was out. Now he could be out for up to 2 months, according to report. Bamford came back. came in the second half, scored the equalizer, celebrated widely, and then at the end of the game, they say, oh, Bamford might be injured again. So you see, and then you go to their defense, their captain, Cooper, is also injured again. They don't have a defender there. I think Llorente is the only defender they have there. Strauch is injured. Now, you don't really know. Every time they are trying to get back into their groove, then another injury strike.
It seems like
yeah, they're struggling.
It seems like their team is based on specific individuals in different positions of the team.
Absolutely. That's the thing.
Cooper, Calvin Phillips is contributes a major way in how Leeds play, because he's that deep line playmaker. Yeah. So you see, if he's out, a lot of things go wrong in that team. The balance is off. Even Rafinha, fine, is also another one, but he's been lucky enough this season, to be, providing for them.
But he was out. Also, he was out for a while too.
He was out for a while too.
The defense you are talking about, the two most important defenders, like Llorente, he was out. You look at Ayling was almost out for the whole period. You look at Calvin Phillips in the middle. He has never get fit for more than 2 games this season. You go up top. Bamford is very important in the way they play. Very
important. Yeah. Even though Rodrigo is there, yeah, it's not really. They don't have a replacement for Bamford, because when last season when they were coming into the league, we were saying Rodrigo was going to take the place from Bamford, but it seems like Bamford took that up as a challenge. But Rodrigo has never really been able to cover Bamford. So
it's hard. But that's the fixture I'm targeting.
Second season syndrome, yeah.
Yeah, that's the fixture I'm targeting, because Chelsea have lost their last game, and they know they don't have to lose ground. They cannot lose ground on Man City and Liverpool. So they have to keep up. And this is a very good fixture for them. Leeds are not known for their defensive abilities. So I can see Chelsea getting some points there. I think they could see this as yesterday Werner scored a couple of goals in the Champions League, and an assist. Lukaku also scored. So you never know. Maybe this could be their chance to come into our minds again, So I'm targeting that fixture. I have one Chelsea player, but Mount too, I think is my favorite when it comes to their attack right now. He's looking very, very 2 goals, 2 assists in the last 2 games. So yeah. That's my target. That fixture is very good. Newcastle Leicester too. Don't forget that one. It's very good.
Leicester's defense has been terrible this season.
Defensively but they are good going forward. So when you're talking about Newcastle being a bad defensive team, Leicester you could see goals there, right? At the end of the day, FPS is about goals. We give us
about goals, about points.
So where do we have it? I think I have one Leicester player in Maddison, and I'm very happy to own him for this fixture, to be honest.
Like I heard one of these guys talk about Vardy. I think it's Suj and James. What's the podcast called again?
Planet FPL.
Planet FPL, yes, one of my favorites. They were talking about Vardy. I'm never really a big fan of Vardy, because for some reason he doesn't give you anything, no stars, nothing, and then he just bangs goals. I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But they said he has been rested. They have been trying to manage him since last season because of his age and his injury prone nature. I think the hip or something. So he's the next fixtures, if you can pull it up now and see. Let me see if I can find the next fixtures are looking really good, to be honest, and I think is a good place to invest in.
For Leicester, I think next 3 are good, and then they have next, and then
the other 2 is So
next, I would say this is the good one. Actually, this is the good one. After that, they have Tottenham, Everton, Man City, Liverpool, and then they have Norwich. But before they get to Norwich, you are gonna face Liverpool and Man City. I know nobody's gonna stay there.
Nobody's gonna, definitely. So I think in the next 3, if you have Vardy, it's good to keep. Yeah, but yeah.
If you have him now, you have to keep for sure. You have to keep for this fixture.
Until then, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think the other worry mentions, I think, might be Liverpool, Aston Villa. It might be closer than people think.
Yeah, it might be closer.
Yeah, but Liverpool is still going to win anyways, but it's at home, so you can't talk about that.
I should expect that. Man City to Wolves, I can see that one being a bit difficult. Wolves are very good defensively. I can see Man City winning. They're very organized, so I can see them getting it. Arsenal, Southampton without a goalkeeper. By the way, I was talking about Southampton goalkeeping. Both their goalkeepers have hamstrings, so they have to sign a new goalkeeper in Caballero. Caballero of Chelsea last season, the old keeper. So that is their how do they emergency signing, so that they can fill in a goalkeeper, or else they will not have a goalkeeper in the game. So by the way, he's priced at 4.5 million. I don't know who's gonna go there.
I don't know. It's just short term, so I
Yeah.
doubt it. But yeah, Southampton is a good team.
Yeah.
I
Next
think they stand a
fixtures.
chance to win.
How about this one?
Yeah. So game week 17 fixtures.
What?
Brentford. This one is going to be interesting. Brentford versus Man United. This is the reason why I'm really considering Ronaldo, because Norwich and then Brentford is good. We all know that Brentford started off very well, but now defensively they are struggling.
They are looking bad. Yeah.
They're really
Since
struggling.
Raya got injured, they have been bad.
Yeah, everything just turned for the worst. But yeah, I think this is a game for Man U assets to do well, especially Ronaldo, since he's the one on everybody's mind, or a lot of people's minds right now.
Yeah.
Which other fixture do you think jumps out? Liverpool, Newcastle?
Yeah, Liverpool Newcastle 100%. Yeah, I think that one. I think this is the first game we will see 100% Salah captain.
Nobody's taking the risk.
Nobody's gonna take that risk.
Risking anything. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man.
So
That's the one. Yeah.
That's a wonderful one. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Man City to have a nice fixture.
Yeah, Man City against Leeds. Oh yeah,
Leeds,
this one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tough, huh? Because Man City Leeds is like a game full of goals for Man City, and then you have Liverpool Newcastle. So which one? which one?
No, I'm gonna yeah, it's gonna be Salah. Boy. It's gonna be Salah.
Okay,
I don't trust the Man City players for captaincy yet.
Okay,
like because the attacking players.
Imagine if Kevin De Bruyne was fit and he was doing well, and we have between him and Salah.
Yeah, that is the thing. That's what I say. I don't trust Man City players right now because
right now, yeah, of course.
Gundo, Sterling, or even Bernardo, or even Foden, I don't trust them for captaincy, and especially when Salah is playing against Newcastle. I think we don't even need to
think about it. To be honest, yeah,
we don't even need to think about it that one. But
for footballing reasons, without FPL, I think Arsenal West Ham is very good fixture.
Yeah. I like that.
It's going to be one that you'll enjoy, even though it's hard to enjoy games now since you play FPL. Everything is about points. I hope my player scores. It's just so frustrating.
But personally, I have to admit, I'm football first before fantasy. I know everybody thinks I love 100%. To be honest,
for me, since I started being involved in FPL, it's just been difficult.
No. For me,
the only way I can enjoy the game is if I'm watching a game where I don't have no assets, then I'm just relaxed and just enjoy the game.
Yeah, for me, it's still football first. It's still Liverpool first, then fantasy. To be honest, this is how I see it. Even for example, last game Liverpool played against Wolves. When Jota had that miss, I was calling for Jota to go out because I know he has already lost his head. Even though he could have stayed on and scored, which will give me point. But what I was thinking is Liverpool were 0-0. How can we win this game? It was not about Jota or Trent or anything. It's all about how we win the game. And then Klopp did the change and then brought in Origi. I was so happy Origi scored the goal. I don't care if Jota gave me a blank or something like that. I'm still a football fan first, fantasy second. Of course, I'm a very enthusiastic fantasy player, but I'm still watching football. Like football first, then fantasy.
Yeah, obviously, when it comes to your own team, it's football first. But when it comes to like watching teams that are not part of not like the teams you support, obviously,
Yeah,
and then there are really good games this week. In 17, Arsenal, West Ham, Leicester, Spurs, Chelsea, Everton. So it's a top games for game week 17. Yeah. So let's move it along. For game week 16, we will talk about game week 17 because a lot can change between now and then. But we'll talk about our teams for game week 16. Any transfers that we have made?
This is your team or mine? Oh, this is your team. Okay, my team is here. I brought in Chris. Chris is in for Harry Kane, of course. Kane was the placeholder for Ronaldo. I think that was obvious for like long time ago. And I also did another early transfer. I took a hit to bring in Bowen for Rafinha. I did not need to do that transfer because I could have simply started Gallagher playing Everton at home. But my feel when it comes to price changes. If your price is going up and I know I'm gonna get you at some point, why not do it now? That was my thinking there because Rafinha, his price is not going down, but I was not going to start him for the next 4 game weeks. That was very obvious. And Bowen, I wanted him for the next fixtures. That is West Ham, the good West Ham fixtures that you can see green, except the Arsenal fixture away. And even the Arsenal fixture away, you will start Bowen because of who Arsenal are, So, yeah, I just decided to do it early instead of wait for another week. I don't want to miss the haul this week for him because I can see a big haul against Burnley. So my team goal, I have De Gea. In the back, I have the three usual suspects: Trent, James, and Cancelo. And in the middle, Salah, Jota, Madison. I think this fixture will, if he don't give me nothing, I think I'll be so pissed. That's against Newcastle. And Bowen. Then up top you have Ronaldo, Antonio, and Joshua King. You know, I've been tempted to start Joshua King or Gallagher. Gallagher plays at home to Everton. Joshua King play away to Brentford. But the reason why I started Joshua King was because I took a hit, right? And Watford played the first game of the week on a Friday night. So I don't want to wake up in the morning with my -4 and also not having any asset from there. So that means I will wake up with a red arrow. I don't want to at least I want to give myself a chance to get a green arrow.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah, how about you? Let's look at your team.
I made 2 transfers. Mbomo is finally out of my team. So Mbomo came in for Bernardo. So Bernardo is, even though it's a game week too late, but you know, I could have gotten that 15 pointer, you know, but still, no problems. And then I also brought out what did I even get out? Jimenez. Jimenez is also out for Dennis. So I made 2 transfers.
Yeah.
So right now, 2 transfers, but it's looking like I might need to transfer some because I don't. You know, the game week before this, they had a game postponed, which did affect my game week points for that week. And now it seems like they might postpone this one too. So honestly, I'm tired of getting all these postponements in one team. I don't think that's going to be hard. So worst case scenario, yes, I'm going to have Son out. I don't know whether I'm going to go for the -8 or I'll wait for next game week and just cross my fingers and hope that Ronaldo doesn't go crazy against Norwich. But yeah, Son is definitely going to be my team for -4.
Yeah, I think nice. I think it makes sense to go there even with the minus. Of course, sometimes this is why sometimes I think we have to wait a little bit to see because it happens to me all the time doing these early transfers before knowing what happened because you had 2 transfers going into this game week. So
that's the thing.
Yeah,
but the funny thing is, both of them they went up in price. You see, that was what I was trying to.
You are rushing for the price changes and things like that.
Not the price change, but I might not have the money because I was very thin. I mean, very close.
I understand because I do it only. I did the early transfer this week too to bring in Kane for Ronaldo for Kane. If Ronaldo had injury, so maybe I would have been in the ditch or something like that. But yeah, finally, let's discuss a bit about Dennis and Joshua King. I think this is a very hot topic this week.
One quick one. Let me just go through my team for those that are not watching. So my team quickly. Let me just go through the team. I'm playing a 3-5-2. So Ramsdale in goal. You have James, Cancelo, and Trent. Like they said, the three usual suspects. And then in midfield, I have Salah, Jota, Son, Saka, Bernardo. This is a wonderful midfield. I've never had a good midfield like this.
Midfield is very good. And they have good fixtures.
Yeah, they have good fixtures. Yeah, and I have then in front Dennis and Antonio. So yeah,
not bad up top too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So captaincy, I think we have to talk about.
No. We have to talk about. You said Dennis versus King.
Yeah. Because that's the big question this week. That's the big question which we wanted to, which we can end with. I think. Let's talk about captaincy and then we talk about that one. I forget about the captaincy, right?
Captaincy this week, man. If I had Ronaldo, I was gonna captain. But right now, I don't have him, so most likely it's gonna be Salah. Obviously, which other option is there? I don't think it gets any more straightforward than this.
Yeah.
If I had Ronaldo against Norwich, I was gonna captain him. No way.
It's so strange looking back at the fantasy at our captaincy ticker at the start of the season. Funnily, that fixture was not even featured in here because there was no Ronaldo, by the time we made it. So there was no Ronaldo. There was and Man City, they were playing like there's, you see KDB starting playing Wolves, Salah, Mane playing Aston Villa, Aubameyang, look at those names. Aubameyang playing Southampton. Who will captain Aubameyang? No one. Vardy playing Newcastle. I think
it just tells you how things change, man.
Things change. Exactly. It's crazy. But like you say, it's between Salah and Ronaldo, I think, this week. And anybody who is very tempted to go with the Man City assets, I think, because they play Wolves at home. But Vardy too.
Wolves is a different team. It's a different
Yeah,
team right
if
now.
you are a out of the box thinker, Vardy is a very, very, very
Good option this
out
week.
out of the
Yeah,
box captain, right?
he can definitely deliver for you. It's like a double digit horse, to be honest.
Yeah, and he's a bully. He's also a flat out bully when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
these small teams. He can,
Small teams, yeah.
score them 2 or 3 goals. Look at what he did to Watford just recently. So yeah, it could be a very interesting. So yeah, that's it. Then finally, we can talk about the big question, which is Dennis versus just working. I know this is one big question. We already buttress on the Man City assets, the 3-1 they have. That is Bernardo and those ones. Which asset to go for with Man City? That is a big question. But I think many managers also have this issue of Dennis and
King.
Joshua King, because as we know, Dennis has been getting the points without shadow of a doubt. He has been very very good for them. But King too has not done bad in when it comes to, because this is from game week 9 to game week 14. I stole this one from the Fantasy Football Hub, and like Dennis, like Joshua King has scored 5 goals and 0 assists, and Dennis has 4 goals and 5 assists, which is 9 returns compared to his 5. But you look at their underlying numbers, like shot on target. Dennis, Joshua King 21 shots, 8 on target. Dennis 11 shots, 6 on target. Shots inside the box, and like double. King is having double Dennis, and XG wise to King is 4.54 and Dennis is 1.64 up to this point. Expected assists, Dennis has slightly a higher one with 2.14 to King's 1.37. Big chances, and Joshua King 9, Dennis 2. Big chances created, Dennis 4. He's more of a creative player, and King 1. And then you look at the key passes, almost the same, 9 and 8. But it's a big one. Who to go with? You went with King. You went with Dennis. I went with
Dennis.
King. And now the price is the same. Before the price was a bit different. Like now they are both 5.7 because Dennis has rose by 4 by 0.4 over the last week or so, over the last 10 days. So he's he's the bandwagon kind of.
If you watch them play,
yeah,
obviously your FPL tactical or statistical mind will tell you go for King because he's on penalties.
Yeah.
And he's like the striker, like he doesn't play out of position. He's the point striker. You understand? And he's like their talisman because he's played in some teams before, and for Watford he's like a big player for them.
Yeah.
But if you watch the games, you will see that most of the creative aspect of the game comes from Dennis, and he's like the man on form right now.
Yeah.
That's how I like to play. I like to get the one that is doing the business right now.
Yeah.
And if you had asked me at the beginning of the season or when they just started doing well, which one I would have gotten King. Because I remember at some point I was thinking about you should take a look at King at the time when you scored that, I think 2 or 3 goals or so. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But now I just went for Dennis without even thinking about it. And it seems like now he's even not a differential anymore. Soon maybe everybody will have him. But that's my type of pick for between the two. I'll pick for the one that is on form and is, the stats don't really favor him much when it comes to if you compare him with King. But then King is the one that is more sustainable. You can see, he's more sustainable. But for now, Dennis has is more explosive type of player for now.
Yeah, he's the form player for sure. Without
he's
doubt,
the form player. Yeah,
and he's scoring goals against, like, he's looking like a player who is like fixture proof. He scores goals against any team. I think he got a double-digit return against Manchester United. He got a double-digit return at Everton. Then but both of them too, they are giving points in, like, both of them are looking like fixture proof. But yeah, like you say, I think that is where we're different as managers. I am always gonna back the stats to make my decisions. Yeah, so based on that, I at the same price I would go with King, and like you say, he's more sustainable because the numbers is showing that he's getting the high numbers, so he should get more points according to statistical, analysis or things like that. But yeah,
long term is gonna be easy for me, I guess. Cross carpet, horizontal transfer to King.
and also, but and also the African Cup is coming too. So yeah, so that one you have to take it into factor.
You have to take it and if he leaves, it's not like it's easy to move to King, but he's an integral part of the team right now. Dennis, if he leaves to Africa Cup Nations, it's going to affect the performance of King as well.
Okay,
So that's
possibly,
also
possibly, of course.
note, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else we need to discuss?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. All right. So anything? I think you just keep it short this time around. So, any last words?
No, all good, man.
Yeah.
Just yeah. It's the Jalo Football Bantaba channel, and again, we will ask for their support for our listeners to support us by subscribing to the channel. Like, if you enjoy what we if you enjoy our videos, like what we do, and otherwise have another great game week of fantasy football, and your arrows may they be green, man.
Always.
Always.
Thanks, guys, for listening. As always, we are the Kotu Class, the FPL podcast. Catch you guys on the next one.